Okay, everybody, holiday time. Let's talk roast beast. We are going to be working with a pork belly. First off, this is a 2-day production. What I have here is a full skin-on pork belly. Skin-on pork belly is extremely important. I like that crispiness that I'm gonna get from the pork skin, but we need to brine it for 24 hours first. So, I need to toast my spices. Really important, we're gonna toast our spices dry. No fat, no oil. Now I'm gonna drop in my fresh herbs, crumple up the bay leaf, makes it more aromatic, split, serrano, split head of garlic. Yep, there we go. It seems like a lot, but it's important. Pink salt will help give it some vibrance, keep the color nice and rosy. Once this comes to a boil and the aromatics have bloomed, shut it off, and I'm gonna pour that onto the ice. That will cool down that liquid really quickly. So we're gonna add that kalmushi, and that's gonna help bring out flavor. Weigh down the meat into the brine. Okay, 24 hours in the fridge. So first we're gonna dry off that skin. I'm gonna let it air dry over there. Let's talk about the rub. We're gonna process all this really quickly. Now, reason for citrus, helps cut the richness. I'm gonna add in my white wine, olive oil. Just gonna make a nice big pile of all these aromatic herbs. Save your stems, we use those down the road. I want all those aromatics, those natural oils, we're gonna let those bloom. And it's time to prep a pork belly. We really need to make sure that it's gonna cook evenly, so we're gonna take out some of the excess in the fat areas, where we're gonna score the skin and do a hatch mark score. This will help render the fat. That beautiful marinade. There we go, look at that. It's a big one, huh? So I'll come up under, and I'm gonna set up a temp tie in the middle, and then I'll come back and truss it. Thumb, finger, loop, under, down, using the twine as leverage, thumb, finger, loop, down. And we're doubling it under to create a pull. Now, I have a whole porchetta. What I have here is the Peston oval roaster, and in the base of the pan, I put all those herb stems and a head of garlic. I have actually cut it in two. Really important to recognize you have space in between the meat. You want the air to flow around it into a 375 degree oven. The key is slow roast because we want it to render all that fat, and then we'll turn up the heat at the finish to get it nice and crispy. Because the porchetta is traditionally a very rich dish, I'm gonna take broccoli rabe and make a salsa verde. What I'm looking for is bitterness to balance out the fatty richness. So the key is to really make this like a chunky salsa. I'm adding just enough oil to kind of bring everything together. Okay, so the porchetta's been cooking now for about 3 hours. Look how good that looks. While that fat is rendering out, it's actually confeeding slowly the meat that's inside to get it super uber tender. Now, what we need to do is we're gonna jack up that temperature to get a nice crispy exterior. So we're gonna take it from our 375, we're gonna take it to 450 for about 15 minutes. All right, we are all set. Let this sit for just a minute or two, rest. Wow, that's crunchy. You're gonna pull all this string off. If this little piece breaks off, put it in a mixing bowl. You'll see why. We're gonna make something really special. I've got a head of chicory. Okay, so I made a pickled vegetable giardiniera, cauliflower, carrots, jalapenos, celery, a little bit of vinegar. This is gonna be our vinaigrette. Not too much oil, there's quite a bit of fat. Beautiful. Build ourselves a little sexy plate for our guest. Oh my gosh. It's got cracklings. Wow. A little bit of salad and some of that salsa. So there you have it. A proper porchetta for a holiday roast beast. Mm.